Welcome back everyone to my channel, and I'm here again, Chandra Dwi Purwanto, and in today's video we are going to talk about Mtcna again. This is the module 2, and in today's video we are going to talk about Routeros and Routerboard. So we have some subtopics here. Firstly, we have Routeros, of course, and Routerboard. Second, we have Routeros features, and third, and of course, lastly, name, type, and architecture on the Routerboard. It's about generally how you name the hardware or this code, So let's just get started, shall we? Okay, so Routeros or Microtik Routeros is a Linux-based operating system designed for networking hardware for the Routerboard itself. And fun fact, it can turn like 32 architecture PCs. You could see in here it's 89, it's of course 32 PC, and turn them into powerful routers, firewalls, and even bandwidth managers. It enables advanced features like hotspot gateways, VPN servers, and wireless access points for businesses and ISPs, offering high flexibility and control. So we see here it's first what you see when you first launched Microtik OS. This is the admin terminal, of course, the interface. So here we have 3 ways you can use Routeros. You can have a Routerboard, like buy it from Microtik straight away, and it already had a pre-installed Microtik's Routeros on its own hardware, of course, and of course you can download it on a PC. Can be installed on a standard any computers to run them into routers. And you could also, if you don't want to turn your computer into a router, you could test right away just using a cloud hosted router like a virtual machine, a specialized version, so you can run the Routeros straight into the virtual machine on hypervisors like VMware, Hyper-V, and VirtualBox, of course. Now let's just go through the next thing, Routerboard. Okay, so Routerboard is the hardware product line developed by Microtik, consisting of compact, versatile networking devices, routers, switches, and wireless access points that come pre-installed with the Microtik Routeros operating system. These devices are known for their high performance and at low cost, designed for routing, firewall, bandwidth management, and wireless networking. Of course, Routerboard is generally what do you call it, very economical friendly. It's not there is like a low end and high end of the product. So let's just next we are going to talk about the capabilities of or the features of Routeros. So in here, as you can see, it's a lot, of course, because it's a good OS operating system for networking, So the core networking capabilities is routing, supports standard dynamic protocols including BGP, OSPF, RIP, and MME. It also features policy-based routing, PBR, ICMP for load balancing and virtual routing and forwarding, VRF, firewall, and NAT provides a powerful stateful packet inspection firewall with layer 7 protocol detection, source destination, NAT, including masquerading, and address list for bulk IP management. And it also have VPN support, offers comprehensive tunneling options such as WireGuard, IPsec with hardware acceleration, I might add, OpenVPN, L2TP, SSTP, and zero tier. And Router OS have bandwidth management. It utilizes hierarchical token bucket and per connection key for sophisticated quality of service, of course, and traffic shaping. And it also have a wireless which operate as an access point or backhaul link with features like Capsman for centralized management of multiple access points. And then we have some ways to manage it, management and configuring it. So there is Winbox, a standalone Windows GUI that provides an intuitive interface for configuration tasks. There is WebFig, an advanced web-based configuration interface accessible via any browser. There is scripting and automation, includes powerful command line interface and an integrated scripting engine for automated task execution and monitoring. Then there's some monitoring tools, which is built-in utilities like Torch and Packet Sniffer and Bandwidth Test and Ping Trace Route for deep network analysis. There is also a specialized services for the Router OS. There is a hotspot gateway, a comprehensive system for managing public network access, including user authentication and radio support. And there is MPLS, supports label distribution protocol and virtual private LAN service for large-scale provider networks. There is also a user manager, a centralized radio server for authenticating users across multiple service, hotspot, VPN, and DHCP. There is also a container in Router OS, which is modern versions allow running lightweight Docker-style containers directly on the router hardware for extended functionality, of course. Okay, so that is mostly the features for the Router OS. Now we are going to the last subtopic, which is some product naming. So this is the Routerboard naming conventions. So MikroTik uses a specific code system to identify the features of its Routerboards, generally following this format. As you can see here, it's from the beginning, it's a board name or series, then a feature, wireless or interface type, and then an enclosure. So series numbers indicates the generation and sometimes performance level. So like there's some examples here, like RB 750, and then RB 912, RB 1100, CCR 1072, and then the Routerboard has built-in wireless, of course, often indicated by numbers and letters. Examples like 5HPND means 5 gigahertz or high power dual chain. So there is also letters in the name. There is U for USB port, A for additional memory level 4.5 in license, and there is G for gigabit Ethernet. There is S for SFP cage. There is H, high power, and then PoE out, and there is I, passive PoE out, and there is enclosure type. There are 4 enclosure type for router boards. There is RM for rack mount, in for indoor, out for outdoor, TC for tower case, so vertical. And then there is a common router board types. There is HEX series. They are compact wide gigabit Ethernet routers. For example, HEX and HEXS. And there is HAP series, which is home access points. There's like HAPAC, for example, and HAPAX. And there is again CCR or Cloud Core Router. It is a high performance router with many CPU cores for ISP and enterprise. And there is Basebox or Netbox. It's pretty much an outdoor unit for wireless, often denoted by out in the product name, as you can see here. And there is a XST or LHG. It's mostly integrated wireless client or bridge units. So there is many architectures that MikroTik devices use to utilize various CPU architectures to balance performance and power consumption. There is ARM or ARM 64-bit, used in modern high performance and Wi-Fi 6 devices. For example, CIP-AX or L23UGSR 5HAXD2 HAXD. There is also MIPSB E or MIPS Big Endian, or common in older or budget conscious wireless routers like Basebox or CAP. And then there is MMIPS MediaTek MIPS, used in newer fast low power routers like the HEX S. And there is a X89 used for X89 86 based computers or cloud hosted router GHR virtual machines. And there is Tile, used in high-end cloud core routers. As you can see here, this is the router board for the first serial code. There's the series, the Ethernet, the wireless, the board future, the wireless featured, and the casing type. This is, for example, Basebox 5 RB912 UAG 5HPND out, using the MIPSBE architecture. And there is CAPAC with RBCAPGI 5ACD2ND, using the ARM 32-bit architecture. And there also CAPAX CAPGI 5HAXD2 HAXD, which is using the ARM 64-bit. And there is HEXS RB760 IGS which is using MMIPS, you can read the other examples. So if you want to buy some router or anything really, some networking hardware, you can just see the specifications, or you can see the code and just check, you know. There is a naming convention for the Routerboard. So I think this is it for today's video. I shall end it now. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.